Greetings and thank you for joining me on today. Yes. And oh my goodness, as you can see from the title, it is the countdown. So I would like to start again with just thanking you and please apologize. Excuse me, I am having to hold my microphone. I don't know what happened to the clip. We're gonna have to figure out how to purchase another one. But anyway, let's continue. But I just want to say thanks for your fellowship as we enjoyed some hot tea topics in the areas of technology, the environment, and the arts. This Gregorian calendar year of 2022. Despite our critical resources being depleted for demonstrating diplomatic relations in Ukraine, and did we have a time this calendar year? I tell you, did we have a time this 2022? So long to 2022. What would have we done? What would we have done without your lessons and experience? We also learn that men lie, women empowerment equals living a soft life while lying about their sexual encounters, and evidence isn't a part of a criminal court proceeding. How about that? Well, I guess sometimes you can go in numerical order, but this time we would like to do something a little different and start um, backwards. We'll start from a countdown, versus numerical order. We'll do countdown. And coming in at number 10, let me, yeah, and it's such a beautiful day. It's such a beautiful day. So that's why I wanted to ensure that I come out in the elements per usual because I don't sit behind a dusty desk, although I'm sitting down right now to bring you a recap of the most memorable moments. I'm usually out in the elements with the people and things like that, getting the story. And yeah. Oh, and I also just want to share before I start the countdown. Um, I don't know if you've done any science experiments lately, but you can learn that water will actually freeze in colder temperatures. Yeah. How about that for some carbon emissions add-ons, additives, right? Yeah. But anyway, inflation comes in at number 10. And it has hit the pockets of all, no matter your sexuality or socioeconomic status, and the quality of services and goods hasn't increased in value. I mean, gas prices have skyrocketed, and especially all of these conditions in a downturn of a pandemic. How insensitive has this administration been? I tell you, no room. I mean, it's like inflation is on the verge of insanity right about now. It kind of equals to insanity. That's a good way to describe it. I don't know if Congress has found a definition for inflation, but I will say insanity is a great description, or replacer for that. And identity theft took a new turn with Cambridge Dictionary, not Cambridge Analytica, redefining a man and a woman. Who will bring forth a complaint because so many have hijacked the identity of a woman to create alternative categories and has no care or need for her protection? Only take the pieces of her to create a new entity. I tell you, it's something. It's something how, just the degrading of a woman and the devaluing of the woman has um, just transpired and, I mean, taken over. And it's really evident right now. But moving right along. Number 9. Not sure if that son of a bitch is aware at the hardships they've had imposed upon Americans. Forget the tea bag. tax. All of the American taxpayer dollars have been decentralized for Ukraine destination. Not sure if this is for a new prosecution team, food, and aid, but we have supplied them with unlimited aid in the forms of artillery, ammunition, and whatever the former actor, now President Zelensky, wants. You can have whatever you like, says the TI song. Well, billions on deck. Yeah. But the Platinum Plan never saw a budget line item. How about that? Yeah, so coming in at number nine, um, Ukraine. I tell you, that son of a bitch, whoever that son of a bitch is, that Biden was talking about while he was out there in Ukraine getting those deals. That son of a bitch sure knew how to get those billions out of him, I tell you. And the American taxpayer is paying for all of that son of a bitch's, desires right now. Well, moving right along to number eight. The Defeat the Mandate March was a success, and it was really rewarding to know that, people are still going to come out and gather and, you know, to preserve their human rights and their civil liberties. Yeah, so they wanted to do that. So, yeah, coming in at number eight was the Defeat the Mandate March, and that was good. And coming in at number seven, I tell you, this is good. This is good. So we have our water that froze. I guess water does freeze at probably, um, let's say, 9 degrees Celsius. It might freeze at 9 degrees Celsius. I don't know if that's considered climate change, but we are in a season of winter in which the conditions, the temperatures drop, and water can freeze and potentially turn into ice, and you have a little ice water to help quench that thirst. I tell you, because a lot of people are thirsty and need some water, some fresh water, clean water, purified water, not the holy water. That's still on hold, I tell you. But anyway, Dr. Fauci coming in at number seven. Lucky number seven. Lucky him. The leprechaun, like a leprechaun. Lucky number seven. Dr. Fauci finally decided to follow the science. Yes. And just sort through his virology studies to discover when and if he'd ever cured anything. He has decided to resign, or step down, shall we say, from his post. We didn't know who Dr. Fauci would report to because, again, remember, he said he didn't have to answer to the president. So, and he had some different higher ups. So maybe he was the highest in the room all along, you know. But I guess we'll see eventually. But he did want to control the variants that were in various hotspot locations, according to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And speaking of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, I believe they actually did divorce this year, I believe. During the pandemic, they did divorce, amongst all of their studies and things. I guess something sometimes science and marriage, you find that you're not really that compatible, and the attraction that once was there has kind of fizzled and faded away, but you can come to an amicable decision to still be respectful and cordial towards one another. How about that? I tell you. All right. Well, coming in at number six was, I mean, this was really something coming in at number six. Let me just say. Oh wow. Let me get this together here. Yes. So coming in at number six was discovering the FCC had enforceable action against Google and its illegitimate children, but opt to mislead the American journalists instead, and she was obligated to move the case forward when the Communication Video Accessibility Act was the standard rule of law to apply. since Obama signed it 6 years prior. Guess it was in its beta phased testing, you know, for use, but it has afforded an opportunity for the courts in 2023. So, we all can look forward to that. I mean, hey, I'm looking forward to it myself. I tell you. I tell you, it's unfortunate that, sometimes when you are afforded the opportunity to do the right thing, sometimes it's best that you do that. Do what's right. Do what's right. It's only a suggestion. It's a little bit frugal and less expensive, to do the right thing. Chances are when you want to take the difficult route, it's a little costly. It's like you waste a lot of your time, your energy, your effort, your money, things of that nature, and you really have regrets. So yeah, I'll just share that part. But moving right along, coming in at number five. Yes, number five. I tell you, it's a handful relocating to Maryland. Yes, it was. It was a handful. And some people, I guess my neighbor was a little bit upset, but hey, after occupying a building for 25 years, and not considering to have a home buyer's purchasing attitude, you can, get a little bit upset when, someone else who just moved there was relocating to Maryland, and they had looked out a really great house for their family, but lo and behold, when the government monitors your home buying process and your home purchasing process, um, sometimes peculiar things happen. So it's okay. We'll try again for another property. But better yet, it's great that I have my land and I can, put my cabin there. That'll be great, All right, moving right along at number four. Number four, I tell you, it's counting down. I tell you, 2022 was, I mean, it was like quantum speed. It was like that quantum speed has arrived. So you might want to get with it, get with that quantum speed or get left behind, you know. Yeah. But anyway, coming in at number four was the digital content seminar. Yes, this was really cool, and it was a great way to measure the growth and development within the digital ecosystem that I have created. So considering the first conference, social media conference, was chartered in 2016, it was a great time to do a refresher in 2022 to see just that growth and what have we learned and what has been applied and what things can we grow from and learn from, and what didn't work. I mean, you always want to examine your SWOT analysis. That way you can leverage your sustainability out here on the street, because I tell you, it looks easy. It does. It looks very easy. It does. I tell you. And I wish I can say it is that easy, but it's not. It really, truly isn't. It really, truly isn't. But if you have a passion for what you're pursuing, then hey, it won't be difficult for you. All right. Well, coming in at number three, an influx of non citizens. Well, let's first do a shout out to Jen Psaki for emphasizing that status upgrade of illegal aliens to non citizens during a global pandemic when it's difficult to get a name change. I tell you, the wait is over 8 months for a name change. So to be able to get a status upgrade, you know, but so many are still at the status of Black. So why haven't you upgraded your status? You know, I mean, I would consider upgrading my status if I were Black, but I'm not Black. So, there we go. All right. So the priority was expedited to upgrade the status of non citizens. Yes. And even some buses had an opportunity to stop in Martha's Vineyard, for a drop off location, even though this was probably not the original destination for the non citizens to um, arrive at and get checked in and things of that nature. And the bus also stopped at VP Kamala Harris's house. And she is the border czar. So, I mean, that was perfect. I mean, to bring him to the border czar's house. I mean, she has the perfect plan for him. After all, you're the border czar. You know how to handle that. I mean, hey, I don't know where she's been, but she did put out a happy Kwanzaa message, and it looks like her husband hasn't had a kiss nor a hug or been touched by her in a long time. So maybe she should give him a hug this holiday season. But anyway, coming in at number two. Oh, goodness, goodness. This is going by pretty fast. I tell you that quantum speed is here. It's approaching. Much cloaking mechanisms were used by the outdated mainstream commentators that like to profess that they're media, okay, or they're journalists, but we're not sure who they are reporting for, and who authorized their journalistic practices, maybe just from a commercial standpoint they are, but the court hasn't recognized them as a journalist. So when the court recognizes them as a journalist, then maybe they're, they'll be more newsworthy. But moving right along, President Trump dominated the headlines, although they said he didn't win and wanted him persecuted to the highest. They wanted to do him like Jesus and nail him to the cross for those 3 days, and they wanted to persecute him for the Save America rally that was held on January the 6th. I tell you, but the thing is, this rally was held. I mean, this has been in the news. This didn't the Save America rally didn't happen in 2022. You all, they just had to reload it in 2022. That way, we can have something else to discuss and keep. Um, Hunter Biden's laptop in the background. That way, we don't bring it to the forefront for discussion to have an effect or impact on any of the, political promises that were made, such as the one to that son of a bitch before we left Ukraine. That son of a bitch better had that deal together. I tell you, we're still giving away those billions. You can have whatever you like. But let's move right along, back to number two. Yes, so this was, they wanted to persecute President Trump for the Save America rally that was held on January 6th. And a committee is what came out of the protests, which took a different peaceable assembly route. I tell you. And moreover, an entire website was dedicated to the January 6th mayhem. But whose money paid for this website? Whose money paid for the January 6th website? I tell you, this has been amazing. This has been amazing. And coming in at number one, oh goodness, yes, it's time for number one, the win, and it has blown in. It has blown in number one. I tell you, I think I'm going to stand up a little bit for number one. That way we can hear number one loud and clear. All right. Well, coming in at number one, in the case of Hill versus the United States Department of Education, I tell you, it eventually was closed. Why? Well, Washington doesn't like my legalese, I guess. I don't know. But I mean, how they're practicing their bar talks, I wouldn't understand their legalese or lack thereof either. And if stealing other people's intellectual property to help advance your legalese is how the process goes, then I tell you, I guess we got a lot to work on in the legalese department. But anyway, yes, in the case of Hill versus the United States Department of Education, it was eventually closed in June because apparently I didn't have the correct address for U.S. Attorney General Garland and D.C. District Attorney Ray Sapp. But the Biden administration did want to offer a large discount rate on the principal student loan debts. Needless to say, that was rather discriminatory in spending discretion despite billions going to Ukraine. So the courts are going to weigh on that decision. Very interesting. Very interesting, I tell you. It has definitely been, oh, wow. I mean, the recap for 2022, it has definitely been a time. What a time, like I said. And this probably isn't even the half of it, but I just wanted to actually touch base on some things that were very important and some things that were very imperative. So, with that being said, this year is definitely coming to an end, and I'm grateful for it. I am ready to, do some new things. I'm expecting some new opportunities as well. I'm expecting to meet new people, you know, and just continue to enjoy life. I don't want to be stressed out. I don't want to have to worry about people, constantly being obsessed with my mind and wanting to consume my energy and things of that nature. I guess you heard the emphasis on energy, right? Yeah. Well, so long, and that's a wrap for 2022 in a nutshell, right? So start your 2023 off with you in mind and not a celebrity. But better yet, treat yourself like a celebrity. How about that for a change? Yes. And I tell you, thank you for your continued support. You have no clue in real life terms, you guys, how your support actually helps me. And I'm very generous for your support. I'm very grateful also for your generous support that you provide over the years. It's not easy. It's not easy. And again, I'm not a part of any of the social justice package promotion pushers and certain cult step societies and all those. I'm just myself. I'm just an American woman and a journalist, a digital media pioneer that is passionate in her pursuit of happiness. You understand? Because that's her constitutional right, which is unalienable, endowed by her creator. Okay? Yes. And on that cue, I would just like to say that I'll be having to add in great delight, the title of an author coming soon. Yes. So, The Shattered Glass on the Eighth Floor, a digital media pioneer's tale of Washington will be coming. And I tell you, it is hot. It is hot. I mean, you're going to really get some good things. I mean, after all, you've never heard Heel versus Google out there, right? Right. And that's for a reason, but you can get all those good, juicy topics in the book. Yeah. And I mean, I have a lot of tales about Washington. I might not tell them all, but I'll tell you the ones that you need to know. Because a lot of people are telling on themselves right now. So hey, I don't need to add that into the book. But anyway, thank you again for your support. I tell you, the tea has definitely been hot. It's always brewing, but it's really been hot. It's really been hot. We had to cool it down a little bit in 2022, but hey, coming 2023, I mean, quantum light speed is here. So get with it, and take action. Take action, and accountability. That's a great one too. Take action and be accountable. And don't forget, if you want to do any real science experiments, you know, put you some water in a bottle and leave it outside while it's you know, pretty cold and just see if it'll freeze. I mean, you can follow that science after all. You'll be able to see what you're dealing with because after all, you have yet to see Dr. Fauci's um reasoning or ways of his cures. But anyway, that's all I have for the recap of 2022. Thank you so much for your support. And my book is coming. My book is coming. My book is coming. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I'm looking forward to more greatness in 2023. And I wish you much success and continue to be great out here. All right. Peace.